How do we fix the problems that Arsenal are currently facing in terms of creativity in the midfield? Sign some players. This is Kringle Talks Football. I'm here to discuss the 4 different options that Arsenal are currently linked with in terms of attacking midfielders. Before you go anywhere, before you do anything, please, I beg, subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the notifications every time I upload a video, which at the moment is quite frequently. You'll be notified. Follow me on Twitter as well, at MrCJWright. Let's do it. So, as you all know, Arsenal have currently been linked with Houssem from Lyon, Emi Buendia from Norwich. There's always, I think, some sort of admiration with Jack Grealish from Aston Villa, and there's a new guy who's just come on the market tonight. A reporter has reported that Arsenal are interested in Sevilla's Joe Jordan. So I'm going to look at who these players are, what they can bring to the club, and who I think we should sign. So first player is Houssem. During the transfer window, we were linked with him quite heavily. It was ongoing whether or not we were going to sign him or Thomas Partey or both. There was talks that we were going to try and sign both, that we were very interested if he had been agreed or if he had not been agreed. I think initially we'd offered quite a low fee plus Matteo Guendouzi, which was rejected, rightly so. Then we went and bid an outright €40 million bid or €43 million bid, which was also rejected for reasons, possibly a low fee. And then there was conversations or talks that his brother wanted more money as his right-hand man, his agent or whatever. So Arsenal pulled out of the deal on that front and obviously ended up signing Thomas Partey. But the link's constantly there for Houssem. So this season so far, I think he's been hampered by a little bit of injuries, but he's played 13 games this season. He scored 3 goals and he's made 3 assists, which by all accounts is not bad. He's not a creative midfielder as such. I believe he's more of a number 8, so the guy that kind of links the attack or the defence with the sort of attacking midfield and the sort of the strikers itself. So it's that kind of Samir Nasri kind of role where you can pick up the ball in tight spaces, drive with it, play it onto the man who's going to make the assist or the man who's going to produce something, and that's where that value is. I think there's talk in League One that there's problems in terms of finance, in terms of money. Houssem apparently not happy with what's going on with Lyon, so there is talk that he could leave the club. Arsenal are still interested. I think David Ornstein put out a thing that maybe the interest had cooled, that we were looking elsewhere, whether or not it was because the fee's too high for him. Transfermarkt has him currently on here at £45 million. I think you could probably look at maybe getting that a little bit cheaper with the current situation they're going through. But listen, time will tell. I've been a big fan for a while. I think it's definitely someone who we need in that sort of space. We saw the way Emile Smith-Rowe played against Chelsea and just what somebody with some creative prowess about them can do and perform in those situations. So listen, I'm all for Houssem. I've said it from January, I said it from the summer, I've said it up till now. I would love him at the club. And that brings us on to the other player that we've been linked with this week, or for a little while. A couple of people on Twitter have reported that we are definitely interested in Emiliano Buendia from Norwich. I'm currently actually having a debate with my brother-in-law and also people online as to what exactly this guy can bring to the squad and if he's any good. You look at the players we've had in the past: Santi Cazorla, Jack Wilshere, Cesc Fabregas, Rosicky, Ozil, Nasri, Arshavin, Alexis Sanchez. Does this player breed that same confidence as those players did? Does that player bring in the same ethos and the same attacking talent and quality that those players did? I think you've got to look at it in the terms of, we at the moment are a club in 15th position, yeah? We are linked with players that other teams are also linked with. So the minute we go in for a player that somebody else is linked with, then it becomes a bidding war. Arsenal are not in a position where we can play bidding wars with anybody. So why even bother going into a situation where you're only going to get triumphed by another club? Emi Buendia has a transfer value at the moment on Transfermarkt at £15 million. very doable. I think some people are reporting 2025, which again is still very doable. This season he's played 17 games. He scored 6 goals and he's made 7 assists. You know, for me, it's a no-brainer. Last season, he was only second to Kevin De Bruyne in terms of created chances. This season, he's the most creative player in the Championship. And you've only got to look at Liverpool's recent transfer business from the Championship or from the lower league teams. Jordan Henderson from Sunderland, Gini Wijnaldum from Newcastle, Andy Robertson from Hull City, and Sadio Mane, albeit at the time from Southampton's £30 million, but I don't think anybody really thought that when they signed him he was going to be that good or this great. You know, he's world class right now. And I'm not saying Buendia is going to be that person, but listen, sometimes you've got to take a chance at a decent fee. Listen, at the end of the day, we've paid £72 million for Nicola Pepe, and the man's doing nothing for us at the moment. You know, I'm going to do another video on exactly what I think Arsenal should do in terms of how to fix it. How can we fix Nicola Pepe? But I'm going to get into that to another video. Right now, this is talking about the players that we're linked with and who I think we could definitely get in. So look, he's definitely on my radar, and I personally want him. I don't know what it is with him. I think he's a very good player. I think he's got, you know, amazing talent. And you can, like I said, look, Emile Smith-Rowe played fantastic against Chelsea. For me, Buendia is ahead of him in terms of the minutes he's getting in the Championship, the minutes he got last season in the Premiership, the numbers he put up. You can't fault that. You can't look at it and say, oh, he's not going to do anything for us. He's definitely got something he can produce. So that's going to move us on to Jack Grealish, who, you know, for all intents and purposes, this guy is, you know, has just taken the Premier League this season by storm. 14 appearances, 5 goals, 8 assists. He's involved in every single thing. If he gets injured at Aston Villa, and probably one other player, probably Emi Martinez, gets injured, you know, Aston Villa's season can curtail properly like that, go on a downward spiral, and they'll be screwed. I think, you know, if you just look at the way he plays, look at the confidence he plays, you know, people are talking about him should be starting regularly for England. I agree. I think he's a fantastic player. I've always rated him. And he's still young himself. He's, 25 years old. He's going to go to the he's going to go to the heights. But this is where I said in the last little comparison with Emi Buendia that if the likes of Manchester City and Manchester United are interested in him, is there any point in Arsenal even, you know, vesting their interest in that? Because the minute we do, and the minute clubs are aware that Arsenal are interested or another club's interested, they're just going to blow us out of the water with the funds. There's no point in going into a bidding war, trying to spend 2 weeks trying to haggle a bidding war with other teams to eventually get triumph. There's just no point. If the cases were different, where you could say, look, you know, Jack Grealish is available, you know, he wants to come to Arsenal, you know, he's said it in the past that his favourite place to play is the Emirates Stadium. Is that really enough to say I'm not going to even look at Man United or Man City? Of course it's not, because he's a top player. He's a very, very good player right now. And you've only just got to look at his performances this season against the likes of Liverpool, against the likes of Arsenal, even to, you know, I'm recording this on the 28th when they've just played Chelsea. Even tonight against Chelsea, he was very good, very assured, and it's not going to be too long before he moves to a big club. He signed a 5-year contract in the summer. That's really and truly just so that Aston Villa can get a big lump of money when he eventually goes. And then look, there's another player that's come on there tonight. Personally, I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't even heard of him. His name's Joan Jordan. He plays for Sevilla. This season alone, he's made 12 appearances. He's scored no goals. He's made 2 assists, and he's a central midfielder. Is that maybe to bring in alongside Thomas Partey? We're going to go in a different direction. Maybe, you know, put the emphasis on Emile Smith-Rowe, or wait at least to the summer transfer window where we actually go all out for attacking creative midfielders. I don't know. I can't, like I said, I can't really comment too much on what exactly I've seen of the player, because I haven't. But tonight, you know, there's talk of a £35 million transfer value on the player. Now, if that was me, it's a no-brainer. I think you would definitely go for Emi Buendia over that. You know, you'd probably even go for Houssem over that. If it's going to be that, you know, why not stretch £10 million for Houssem, or, you know. So the numbers don't appeal to me too much. I think last season they weren't that much better, in fact. Last season he'd made 34 appearances, scored 2 goals and created just 2 assists. So again, if it's creativity we're after, he's not the man you're going to put all your eggs in the basket with. You know, you're going to look at the likes of Aouar, you're going to look at the likes of Grealish, you're going to look at the likes of Buendia. These are the kind of players who play just in front of the defensive midfielders. I've likened it before to the way Man City play, with Rodri in there, with De Bruyne and Silva, or Bernardo Silva as it was, David Silva, sorry. That setup in terms of allowing the players to do what they need to do, because I said it before, listen, the way we played with Xhaka and El Neni against Chelsea, Thomas Partey can do both those things in one. You don't need to have a restriction on, you know, one less creative player on the pitch because you're hampered by it. You know, you put the emphasis on the creative side of things, you put the emphasis on the attack, and then you go from there. So look, out of the 4 players, the ranking that I would personally have, I mean, Grealish is top of the list, of course he is. But do I think it's likely? Not a chance. Houssem Aouar is second, but again, do I think that's likely? Probably not, because he's been linked with City in the past, and if the interest has been called on him, there must be a reason as to why that is. So for me, Buendia is the obvious choice. I don't think he'd take much time to settle in. Listen, at the end of the day, like I said at the start of it, we're a club in 15th place. We've got to think realistically. You know, if that means he comes in, he does a job for us for a couple of seasons, pushes up the table back into 4th position, and then we upgrade on that, what's the point? What's the problem? He then becomes a squad player, and you've still got creativity at 25 years old in a player that can do a job for you. And then obviously for me, Joe and Jordan, I don't even know who he is, don't even know why we're linked with him, but we're linked with him, so there must be something that they're seeing in him. So that's, you know, that's for me, that's that kind of situation sorted out. I wouldn't personally go for Jordan, but if the scouts and Edu and Arteta have looked at him and seen something in him, there must be a reason why. But like I said at the start, it's got to be Grealish, Aouar, Buendia, then Jordan for me. So I just thought I'd do a little bit of a review on that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you know, if comment on anyone else you think we might be interested in, or you'd like to see, I'll have a look at that, do something on that as well. Like I said, I've got a few more stuff coming up as to, you know, what we could do with Nicola Pepe, how to get the best out of Granit Xhaka, and obviously post-match reaction to the Brighton game as well. So listen, as I said at the start of the channel, or the video, sorry, you know, subscribe to the channel, guys, smash the notification button, follow me on Twitter. And again, listen, if you haven't checked it out already, check out my podcast, Kringle Talks Football Podcast. We talk about all things Arsenal. I do other videos as well, other reactions as well. So I've done a Chelsea one, a Man United one, I've got a Newcastle one coming up. So you know, check it out if you're interested, if you just want to hear the audio side of things. But until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.